Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Tonic Trouble. Today we go visit the secret agent who now apparently runs a whole bar inside a fridge.
Was he cleaning his ears just then?
Look,
Yes.
a purple French fry. Well, I've seen worse. This is where the guards...
Oh, that's another track I remember from M.
Some of them think they're ballet
The more you know.
this
Also,
like
pay no mind to the fuzzy-looking origins. That's I'm pretty sure that's a texture error.
Okay.
Probably.
Most likely.
And for a moment, the bartender there just transcending out of this world.
I'm sure it's not. But
So, as we said before, welcome to the Glacier Cocktail. Here we will be trying to find 6 purple feathers, and apparently if the bartender has said anything to go by, the Howling Guards here, some of them actually believe that they're ballet dancers, or some believe they're ballet dancers, others believe that they're actual birds, and I guess that constitutes them being able to actually have feathers, for whatever reason.
and they could, look at Grögh
TV.
on the tube.
Hey, Grog. Welcome to the Grog channel. All Grog, all the time. Speaking of which, more Grog, winch.
Oh,
Bring me another. So, since the last recording, got myself a little more energized and rejuvenated. Decided to get myself something to drink. Cracked open soda. Realized it was actually a bubbly. Spat it out, and then really got an actual soda. Also, it's now occurring to me with how these enemies are dying. It's interesting to see that the Rayman Origins bubblification effect actually started off pretty early into the Ubisoft's runtime.
Yeah? Yeah, you're not wrong.
Continue.
yeah.
You're saying something.
No, I was just saying, yeah, like a similar thing with Logan. I went to get myself some dinner in between sessions. I also got reminded by myself that David Zaslav is a salty little piss baby, because you think a Looney Tunes movie reviewing fairly well and doing fairly fine critically would be good for business, but apparently he's just a little pissy baby and decided, you know what? I don't want anyone to enjoy Looney Tunes anymore, and just as of this recording, removed all of Looney Tunes from Max.
Of course.
This is the part where I posted that one meme of the Thinking Smart. It's like, the day the Earth blew up can't save the Looney Tunes if there aren't any Looney Tunes to save. It's stupid.
So, for whatever reason, our blow darts aren't enough to take out those Howling Guards with the tutus on. So, we're going to have to call upon a little extra strength.
Super Ed!
I hate his face. I know it took me a while to say it, but I just do not care for how Super Ed's face looks.
I mean, I don't mind it personally. I just think it's kind of funny when you also compare, the massive, beefed up body now has.
I'm just more amused by how some of his attacks he just pimp slaps.
Whoa, or kicks.
I mean, for a man of his physique, that's all you need.
Nice.
And as I said in the last session, I do, honest to God, think that the retail release of Tonic Trouble, the Glacier Cocktail, kind of got a bit of a downgrade in terms of aesthetic, because it's not bad here, but man, it looks so much cooler in the special edition.
Oh, just the different texture work?
Just different, not just different texture work, just different background details in general. It's still very much alluding, it's still very much playing with the idea that the whole place is built off of like a whole icy, like a whole icy terrain that does mix in elements of what would be expected from fruit drinks or whatever.
You know what that reminds me of in that respect? Just the notion of, an ice level that's theming is, beverages and whatnot. The first half of, I forget the name of the level, but it's like Origin's equivalent of, the food world.
Yeah.
I'm just reminded of that when I look at this, the aesthetic of this is trying to be. It's like an ice level, but, themed around, beverages.
Right, it does honestly give me some Gourmet Land vibes, though I will definitely say, in the way, honestly, it's the prototype version of this whole level is kind of like Gourmet Land if it was going through Batman Animated Series Season 4 Sky.
Ooh. That'd just be the second half.
Again, it's something that needs to be seen to be believed. It's pretty trippy.
Okay.
That being said, though, I will also say, in the defense of the retail version, honestly, I'll say, for what's worth, the swing controls in this game are pretty solid. Like, at first, you just, like, the only thing you have to worry about is that if you want to, like, dive underwater, you do have to hold down, I think it was the button that also brings out the pea shooter. But otherwise, once you're inside, it's actually pretty breezy.
Okay. Oh, where is that person? You get the gear stream. We'll find you around here. Keep looking. Come back. Okay, bub.
Yeah. Thanks, Agent XYZ, wherever you are. Also, apologies if you, again, considering this is sort of like, again, running this game on a higher spec PC or whatever. Some texture work didn't make the graceful transition as it used to. Like all the particles you see in the water look. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to look different. But yeah, as you can see, the gears are currently not working. But otherwise, Glacier Cocktail is actually a very small level. Like, we got that opening day you saw earlier where there was, like, the gigantic fridge. And now we come to here where we have this whole fruity machinery that's currently not got all its pieces together. And the place next to it, which will have, which will yield the biggest puzzle that this level has.
I see. Okay.
And I guess that is probably... Uh-oh.
What? Where
That's
are you?
right. This ended up happening, and unfortunately... yeah, that happened.
And there you go. You officially lost a life by entering the no zone.
That's probably the one thing I will also say regarding Tonic Trouble that's a bit funny, is that unlike Rayman 2, this game does have a life system.
How necessary is it, would you say?
Not all that necessary, to be perfectly honest. Like, with how many lives you can earn throughout the game, it kind of just becomes a non-issue after a while. And, yeah, unfortunately, those words of wisdom from XYZ is something you're going to be seeing throughout the rest of the level because of that little snafu. Or maybe that goes away after I go to the next room.
Yeah, I'm hoping a loading transition will fix it. So it gets sucked
It
up in
should.
there, Ed.
Hopefully, because I don't need to keep seeing that throughout the whole thing.
Come on. Yes.
Nope,
No.
still there.
Wow. What?
Oh, no, it's a different level.
I know, but I figured that it would have, like... Thanks to that rock. Oh, no.
Oh, wait, there we go. Now
You're
it's
right, Hype. Okay, it was different text. I just saw the blue box and assumed dread for
Oh,
all
never
eternity.
mind. Okay.
Okay.
Honestly, it's weird, because it's this level in particular, for like the 2 times or so that I've actually finished the PC version, where some sort of weird, like, fuckery ends up happening. Whether it be like a text box staying longer than it should, or that whole mess where I just literally clipped out of bounds.
Yeah, gotta be mindful of that. Again, whoa. Nicely done. Doug, what have you been up to since our little break?
Just chilling, talking to Sam, playing a little bit of Zenless Zone, getting back into that jazz.
Nice.
Catching up on certain stuff I've not played since summer, really.
That's
I
fair.
hear that.
I've been whoa. I've been that melted all the ice somehow. I mean, that's fair.
Now, here's the thing regarding this whole gimmick. Like, if we're gonna beat this thing carefully, we're gonna have to literally melt most, if not all, this ice.
Makes sense. That way we can raise up and enjoy the cocktail.
Yep, more or less.
So let's see. We see a thing that we could do with Super Ed, but I don't know if Super Ed can swim.
Super Ed cannot swim, though he can submerge underwater.
Okay.
Right, I feel like it's probably like the equivalent of like the middle ball from Pac-Man, where he just like drops like a rock.
Yeah, or heck, maybe something even more comparable. It's like Metal Mario.
Oh, and I see. And whereas we can't shoot normally underwater,
Super Ed!
can probably hit the buttons while he's like just on the ground.
Super Ed also doesn't need to breathe underwater.
He's too dumb. He don't know about oxygen.
Super Ed laughs in the face of lack of oxygen.
Well, he froze the water, but we're in the water.
No, it was an ice raid. I was like, cut back to Super Ed, who's now frozen solid in the ice and can't move because he didn't think this far ahead.
Yeah, thankfully the game's not that mean. Like, it only just froze the surface. Underwater is still perfectly traversable.
Okay.
Though it also makes you wonder, how do we even get out of here?
I imagine the door that just opened.
Again, I do kind of like it better in the N64 and special editions where you actually can see past like the flask.
Yeah.
I'm curious what silly faces he makes.
Honestly, in the PC version or in the special edition, it kind of makes him look borderline dead-eyed.
Huh. Typical. Swimming in the water. When will these developers ever learn?
It almost makes it look like a borderline creepypasta.
Really?
Oh dear.
Yeah, like his pupils are all gone and everything. He just has that whole face while having his head stuck inside the flask.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Sir?
Oh.
Oh, I didn't actually realize he was invincible and you had to do that. Well, that was convenient.
I'm just kind of surprised that you didn't freeze along with him.
I guess we're just made of different stuff.
Okay, and that melted another big block of ice, which disproportionately has filled this pool immensely.
Yep, but would you believe we're not quite finished yet?
What else is
Because
there?
there's still a little bit left to melt.
We can't jump out of the water up onto land?
Well, not necessarily.
We can
I mean, see, the thing is that we can jump out of the water. However, do you see that orange cog there?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We still need to raise the water level high enough so that that can be drift over to the other room.
Oh. Okay, all right, we need to find...
Super Ed! Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's me, all right.
I bet you're wondering how I got it. No? Okay.
Not only am I super strong, my voice is super sexy.
They call me Sex Ed.
Sex, yeah.
In my heart of hearts, Doug, my body was like, don't say this. It's stupid. I was like, I gotta, though. That's there. It's the only pun that I can say while Matt is away.
Listen,
And it
Hart.
was like,
People will find it funny when I say the word sex.
Ed.
Ed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so.
The things we say when Matt and Sam aren't around.
Yeah.
For real. That's why I said the same. She should be there when me and Logan do Split Fiction.
Which we will. Which I'm hoping to do sometime this week. I got a decent amount of time.
I mean, like,
yeah.
didn't she outright say she wanted to be there for Split Fiction anyway?
Yeah. And by all
We'll
accounts,
have to see it by. Well, half and half. But I told her just in case me and Logan do something stupid.
yeah.
I mean, that's true.
She did outright say that she did mention that you said like you should be that she should be there for it. So I mean, I assume that means she is gonna stick around.
I hope so.
We'll just have to see.
Again.
Also, the orange cog knows where it wants to go.
I'll
So,
handle it from here.
What's funny is that in the special edition, that orange cog is actually floating in midair, and somehow there's a whole like mechanism there that you can activate with your stick, pretty much to treat it as like a switch, and you can somehow use that to move the whole thing in place.
Huh.
Interesting.
How are we
Doesn't
gonna?
make an awful lot of sense in the grand scheme of things, but then again, what makes sense in this whole wacky world anymore?
There we go. That'll turn the little orange wheel, and now we may escape.
Unfortunately,
Ed, you don't have all the feathers. You've got to concentrate or it's hopeless.
Well.
oops.
Oh,
Where was the
Perfectly
last?
timed on my part.
oh, I see it down there.
It was down here.
Okay, so we didn't have to go too far, at least then.
Not too far, but I unfortunately did have to. It took me a hot minute to actually find this thing.
We need a proper mini map as well. We need.
And this isn't even the worst place to get yourself lost for shit.
Speaking of.
Eddie, baby. These
So speaking of other little modifications that could help with a game like that, hi, how have things been going on the Eggman mod?
Oh, that's right. I forget. Did we mention it before on the channel?
Nope.
Okay, well, yeah, I think people probably already know about Unleashed Recompiled. Basically, a nice PC port of Sonic Unleashed. lots of good mods I've been seeing for it so far. I've even had a couple of my voice actor friends involved in some of those mods. One of my voice acting friends, Landy, he released a mod that replaced all of Sonic's lines with his rendition of Sonic, and so I had the idea of like, what if I do something like that, but a bit more ambitious? And I've been working on a mod to pretty much replace every single one of Eggman's lines, except for like the FMV cinematics, with my take on Eggman, and I'm close to getting it finished. Like, the only thing I need to do is figure out how to convert, how to put in the lines that I recorded for like the tornado sections, because apparently in the game's files they're compiled a little bit differently than the audio for all of his other lines.
Interesting. That's fair. Actually, going back from one duck to another, so our next power-up from him is literal magic. Like, that's the best way I can describe it, because now he gives us chameleon powder, which can let us transform to certain beasts, depending on the types of platforms we stand on. It's probably the most situational ability we get in the game, but, well, just take a look.
Abracadabra.
Now we are Tomater.
Praise science.
Oh.
Alright, buddy, hit me.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because we saw earlier that yeah, that's right, because we saw earlier that those things, the turnips, do not like the tomatoes for some reason.
Oh.
No, I think they're just using them as straight up projectiles.
Ah, well, there we go. A couple of goodies, another bonus point for our trouble.
Yeah, so like I said, very situational. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 instances throughout the whole game where this is actually useful. In fact, one of those sequences is right around here, near the entrance to the Glacier Cocktail.
Oh?
It's also host to probably one of the more what-the-fuck creatures you'll find in the game.
I accept this challenge.
Look, all I see are
The funny part is that in the special edition of Tonic Trouble, you can actually find this creature as early as like the moment you reach the hub world itself. And, well, now it's here, encased in ice.
Huh.
It's a dino dog.
You're close. It's a dino cow.
What?
As soon as it, oh, but there it goes.
That was one over down a cow.
Well,
It's the Bovinosaurus.
well, it
There
left
it
a pet
goes.
behind, so surely we could turn into a bovinosaurus, and look at Jiggy, and we'll try for the best.
Well, you know what thou must do.
Focus a focus.
Now you too are a Bovinosaurus. Funny part is, this is the only room in the entire game you actually see it.
I imagine this game's been not for nothing.
Oh.
This game's been kind of a lot of like tech demo things, like one after the other.
Oh yeah, no, like, let's be real here. Tonic Trouble, whether it be the special edition, the retail version, or the Instant Horror version, it primarily served as a tech demo that would eventually build upon Rayman 2.
Well,
I don't know why,
that was
I'm just
Is
so
that it?
amused by like the wind up for the guy's jump. He's just kind of like, oh, yeah, if we get to it. Oh, never mind.
yeah, we can't. Jump
Yeah,
down
unfortunately,
there.
the Bovinosaurus can't jump out of this pit, so you're gonna have to transform back into good old Ed.
And was that the only use for becoming a bovinosaurus? Was just to jump through a wall of a floor of ice?
Yes.
Well, Hype, we at least got a good use out of that wind up.
It will wander forever in confusion, because there's no way that thing can fit through this door.
Alright, let's see. Now, it's a good... actually, now I think about it, because we need these bonus tokens to be able to get the antidote to not be affected by the canisters like liquid, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good that being in this river of the stuff, as we saw in the opening FMV, that Ed is not being affected by it right now.
Right. Like, again, it should be stressed. I think with the PC version of the game, they don't even call attention to that all that much. They just say, hey, collect this many amount of things. You're probably going to need them for later. But otherwise, it's like... I know the N64 version, they give it that prettier set dressing to allow it that, like, yeah, the effects of the tonic are going to screw you up unless you get this many swirly things.
Yeah.
And then, and honestly, it's funny because I know with the special edition, they completely didn't... Like, actually, the special edition doesn't even have that whole swirly nonsense either. Like, all you have to worry about is going through level to level, getting all the pieces for the Doc's machine, and that's more or less it.
Oh, no
You
bonus
can find silver spades to increase your health, but otherwise, that's really all there is to it.
I was about to
Nothing-
say. I was about to say something stupid like, you want to test how much you can take alcohol? Collect this many and see how much you can tolerate it, motherfucker.
Yeah, for real.
That taller. No, really, they don't replace the swirly tokens with anything.
Close the doors. Plummet's back.
What?
What?
Sure thing, mommy.
That was a weird
Dun, dun,
mummy
dun.
thing.
Yeah, no, that right there was a mummy.
Okay.
I mean, I'm accepting of what you said. I just think it's still dumb. Like, why is it a mummy with a little like cane?
Because we're the mummy. Get it?
Oh, this was the beginning of the freaking livid dead grannies.
Yeah, more or less.
So I think it was
But
next.
I mean, I'm pretty sure our forward-thinking viewers get the idea of why the mummies look like this.
For sure. Because I forget, was Rayman 2 the first game to introduce the Land of the Living Dead, or was that the Rayman 3?
That was 3.
That was free.
2, the closest thing we had to that was the Cave of Bad Dreams.
Okay. And then Land of the Living Dead, I believe, came back. I forget if it was referred to as such, but I know it came back in Origins and Legends, technically.
Oh yeah, no, it was still referred to as the Land of the Living. Actually, got a complete makeover with the Origins series because in the original it was much more. I'll say again, don't mind the very
it's all
fuzzy,
good.
the darker texture work.
Oh.
I swear, it don't look like this. But anyway,
Loads of horrible mummies.
He's crazy.
he's insane.
So we're gonna talk to him, right? Or we? Oh, that was it.
Yeah, no, that was the whole dialogue. Basically, okay, so I guess we should get straight to the point. Welcome to the pyramid. Probably my least favorite level in the whole game because this is where the whole puzzle-solving aspects of the game start to become more. It starts to be put into full
The
force.
Sphinx.
Yep. First things first, we're going to need to find a way down, and well, that's what these crazies are for, to give you a slight hint on what to do.
Big monkey likes his mice, doesn't he? But he's got to respond to you.
But yeah, what was I saying earlier? Something about the Land of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah, the fact that in 2 it looked more surreal and almost like a ethereal land or something.
You didn't know, yeah, no, in Rayman 3, like, it was far less malicious and it was more along the lines of, like, it treated itself more like a much holier place.
Right.
Than
Yeah.
what we'd eventually get with Origins Legends, where it was literally hell.
With
I'm
thorns.
gonna go pet my dog.
Actually, wait, what am I saying? No, technically it's like technically it's not hell, because technically hell exists in Rayman Legends.
That is true. This was more. I mean, this was more like.
I mean, like, doesn't it technically exist in Origins as well as Land of the Living Dead?
Well, he meant like the lava and demons and dragons and all that stuff. Whereas.
Right. I'm like basically what I'm talking about, Hype, is that on the it was like the last level, like the last major area in Rayman Legends, where it was more Greece themed.
Oh, right, that area.
Right. Technically, all those like all the more dark, like deeper, like lava-like areas. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say, gave it a kick-ass theme song.
Yes,
For real.
very much so. Oh god.
But she's
Here
running.
comes Grandma.
She just falls down those holes.
Granny's on the run! So this, I remember being a bit of a pain in the ass to figure out on my first playthrough. In fact, it's actually here where it's like I learned for the first time the greater extent of our holes and capabilities.
Stones, faces in order, only the right order. Heads in order.
Nerf.
Narf!
So. You see another stone, so of course you can use this stick to do a fulcrum to just massively shift that statue over.
Yeah, again, this is where I would learn that was even possible, and I still fucking hate it.
If we can get
Because
higher.
nowhere else in the game do they actually tell you that could be done.
That reacts somehow.
Also, you may be wondering how you get that swirly over there within that that whole like road of lava.
Yeah, how?
That requires that requires the last power up you get in the game.
Ah.
The last meaningful power up.
Oh, be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So I remember this particular puzzle, at the very least in the special edition, being an absolute garbage puzzle. Whereas here they make the solution a lot easier. I mean, okay, granted, not so much all the spike traps here. Like that's more or less the same. Though much easier to do here, considering we're working with 3-dimensional movement as opposed to tank controls. Here we go. So, we need to twist these heads in the right order. The solution is actually very simple if you actually pay close attention to the hieroglyphs up top.
Oh.
Hit the, yeah, basically you're supposed to hit the faces in the correct order, depending on how many lines there are on those pictures. And then once that's all said and done, the first of several domino pieces we need to give to the duck. Which is also a trap.
Fuck.
If you were fast enough, you can also jump and activate your paraglider, and you would find a another thermometer piece, like on the opposite side.
Huh.
One of those, you know, beginner's traps.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting.
Otherwise, we come to here where ow, you fucker, stupid.
Where'd you come from?
Man, and you thought the Joker teeth were obnoxious.
Man.
Also, nice cork. Not sure I can really do anything about it right now because I have the strength of a limp noodle.
I have the strength of nothing. It's non-existent.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I got no arms, no legs, nor neck.
I can't even lift anything. Wait a minute.
I will give credit to where it's due, though. I do think the music in the pyramid's pretty good.
From what I'm hearing, it does sound really good.
It should be stressed again that it's actually a much clearer quality if you also, yeah, I love you, like what you transformed over one of those giant ass pillars. The special edition does have a much clearer CD quality audio if you ever want to give that a listen. And I think most, if not all, the tracks from that would be in the retail version are still there.
Okay.
So if you want to listen to it one way, actually, I do believe all the Tonic Trouble-related soundtracks are, if you want to listen to them easily enough without looking them up on YouTube, there is RayTunes.
And I'm back. And
I'd imagine RayTunes would be up there.
What are RayTunes?
Yeah, it's just about everything related to Rayman, including Tonic Trouble.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would be on RayTunes.
Not just the special edition or any either. Like, it has the official soundtrack, it has the retail versions tunes, it even has it has most, if not all, of the instant support tunes on it as well. For those that feel like that, they might get their jollies with that version instead.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah. But yeah, I was telling Doug and Hype how much I really could not give a stick about the pyramid.
Fair enough.
Also, this is kind of one of those things that I actually missed on my first playthrough, like realizing, wait, that like the crunch machine was there before, but I'm thinking, what do I need that for? Oh, it's to raise the water level in a later portion of the level. Boy, was I playing it rather stupid on my first playthrough.
We've had our moments with other games like kind of similar with that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the pyramid is also one of the harder levels to get all the swirlies and thermometer pieces in. Like, if you're still needing to backtrack for a couple, there's a good chance you might have to come here, but let's just hope you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, let's head on to the next portion of the pyramid.
Okay.
Ah!
There's spikes there, there's the gate there. I forget what's on the left side. Oh, yeah, that's a whole platforming sequence.
Easy.
You may be thinking, just a swirly? That's it? But if you look down, you will find there was a little more to examine.
Oh.
Yeah, the gold swirlies are pretty much there. Like, whenever you see them on the wall, you can usually activate them with your stick.
Awesome. I got rid of the Coca-Cola.
I thought those were all spikes. Or they thought they were all spikes. I was scared. Also.
Yeah, no, like a moment you open that thing up, you'd swear it was like an Iron Maiden or something. But no, it's just your standard glittery sarcophagus.
Alright, alright. Also, hooray! The thing I was looking for came in, but I'm bummed.
Why you bummed?
Why is that?
Why?
So welcome back, everybody, to the part where I'm going to mention something related to food, because that can be an interesting experience in and of itself, even though still looking after my health, very important. I recommend everyone does that same thing. But the Girl Scout cookies this time of year, probably my favorite cookie that they had ever introduced in a long while, the Toastier, they're getting rid of them.
Oh,
Damn.
why's that?
Like,
Oh.
I don't know. This is the last year to get them, and I want to say this is the second time in a row, maybe not specifically with me, but I feel like it's the second time in a row that a cookie that is pretty decent just got retired just cause.
Maybe they just didn't have enough resources to make more of them.
Just a sad world we live in then.
I mean, I don't know.
Just goes to show that sometimes the budget ain't there.
Oh boy.
Especially in this especially in this economy. Even the Girl Scouts can't quite have their fun.
Nope. Easy does it.
You know, probably one thing I'm surprised that this game never tried, like having its own twisted take on Girl Scouts.
They just deliver bombs instead of cookies.
Yeah. Or bon bombs.
Those
That
aren't
too.
bonbons.
Oh.
They're boom booms.
Cute.
Thankfully, despite the obvious skulls on the floor and the boulders coming your way, thankfully the boulders themselves don't kill you. They just hurt.
Okay.
Now imagine having to do all this with tank controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And the quote-unquote special edition gave you no option to like toggle that.
Nope. That was pretty much the primary way you were meant to control lead. And to think, that was almost going to be the case for Rayman 2 as well.
Yeah.
Goodness, they removed
Like
that.
thankfully, Ansel, twisted the higher ups' arms enough for them to be like, fine, he can control regularly.
Well, the fact that you have to describe it as like regularly, as though like they wouldn't like, they would think that anybody would want to control any other way, like.
I mean, yeah, let's be real here. Like, this was still back in a time when the expectations of how to design a 3D platformer weren't fully set in stone yet.
It's super simple, James. Look at the first one that really did some solid stuff especially on the platform that this game was released for. Look at Mario 64. Just
Yeah,
do what
that's
Mario
true.
64 did. I
Lord.
hate to be like I hate to be that like, freaking superiority, like, oh my god, like this is the but like. We probably mentioned before, and we'll probably mention again when we do that multiplayer Mario 64 run that we were wanting to do. By the way, we should do that. But
Yeah, we should.
All in due time.
but like again, it's incredible that like Nintendo just made a 3D platformer and pretty much just struck a home run the very first time they did that with mobility and like moveset.
Man, can you imagine, like, an alternate universe where Nintendo was trying to chase the fumes that everyone else was and made Mario 64 tank-controlled?
Ugh.
I cannot imagine. I'm sure there's a mod or a ROM hack that lets me see how much hell that would be, but I don't want to experience that.
Thinking about it now, how many games on the Nintendo 64 actually, like as far as like 3D platforms are concerned, how many, if any, had tank controls on them?
I'd have to look for that, because I know, obviously no first-party games did, but as far as third-party ones go, I don't know. Well, actually, I say that, but I guess there is technically a Mega Man Legends, since it did get a 64 port.
Yeah, Mega Man Legends did
That
have tank
is
controls.
fair.
We already mentioned Croc.
Well, I don't think Croc was
Well,
on
Croc
the
wasn't on the
N64.
N64.
Oh, just specifically on the N64.
Which is funny in retrospect, considering the way that game was designed. I feel like it could have easily fit on the N64.
So I was
It's
about to
especially
say-
funny because, like, it initially started off as, like, a prototype Yoshi's Island game.
Because I forgot to ask.
Well, a Yoshi game specifically, but yeah.
So I forgot to ask, was Virtual On the platformer?
No, Virtual On I think is a racer.
Okay.
Also, I have that whole puzzle you just saw. I have no idea how you're supposed to clear that.
Huh.
I guess I don't think it was on the N64, but I think technically a platformer with tank controls could be the Tomb Raider series.
Yeah, I mean, that was, aside from Mario 64, that was like the really big trendsetter when it comes to 3D platformers. At least at the time, anyway.
Right.
Like,
You're simple like run off and grabbing ledges and all that stuff. But thankfully, Ocarina of Time did not do that.
thank God.
What?
I don't want that.
You heard what Mama said. Now get mummified, bitch.
Oh,
That was a mean-looking scarab beetle. All right, she's dead.
That was very mean, but thankfully that's all there is to it. I'm not sure if you actually can reach that, like, where the mummy was at, but honestly, don't even worry about it. Just defeat her, and then you will be able to proceed.
All right.
but first you need to get that antidote over the hot coals.
Yeah, maybe later.
Just run and jump on it. I'm sure you'll land, and the checkpoint will save you.
Maybe. Actually, as far as, like, this game's checkpoints are concerned, I think that it's only dependent on, like, the checkpoints are, like, all the doors we keep going through.
You know what? I can believe that.
Ooh, an extra life. Don't mind if I do.
I keep seeing this. I'm very curious about this game. An old PlayStation 1 game called Galarians.
Nope. He's like, wait a minute.
Oh, what?
I love it. I love that fucking transition. There's like, you get the evil looking face on the mummy, and then she just turns into hey there, sonny.
I didn't know. Ow.
I just like to think it's like, she comes out all like angry, then she sees Ed with his blow darts like, I do believe I burn out maneuvers.
You know what that whole like transition kind of just makes me think back on, and I know Hype has referenced it like multiple times throughout the whole channel. Just the whole like Eggman being all, I'm the angriest person that has ever lived. Ding dong.
Ooh, the pizza's here.
That's exactly the freaking image I see.
Yeah, it's just like that. I don't know. It's just. I'd have to go back and see otherwise, but that is just like the most standout thing to come out of the Boom comics.
It really
I forget
is.
if we're gonna cover this or not, Doug. But because I do forget. Would you ever be interested in me covering in watching me cover the survival horror Hey You Pikachu game?
What?
The Hey You Pikachu game?
Yeah, the survival horror Hey You Pikachu. Freaking.
Also,
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that that swirly placement.
Yeah.
Seems like you should have been able to get that. Like you were right on top of it.
It's very fucking precise, and I don't think to this day I don't think I've ever managed to grab it.
That's a little awkward if you can only beat the game by getting all of them.
Well, you don't have to get all of them. You only need again, you can only miss 20 of them.
But yes, okay.
I wouldn't be against it.
Okay, because yeah, I don't know if you, I feel.
I
I
mean,
feel like we talked
assuming you
about-
can get the mic to work.
Oh, I've done it. I've done a play. Okay, so not Hey You Pikachu. What I mean is Lifeline.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to.
I know
play-
what you're talking about.
And I have done a complete playthrough of it on my computer before.
It's funny.
Honest to God, I thought you were really wanting to do Hey You Pikachu for the channel.
No, if I was ever gonna do one of those games, I would probably do easily the Superior Game Pokemon channel. But then the problem is like, but where do I stop? Like that game.
Yeah,
is
no,
kinda-
that's kind of the game that's just the game that keeps on playing until you run out of things to do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of cute little things that happen. Like you order Amazon deliveries, and Delibird brings them, and then Pikachu.
and you watch the Pokemon anime.
And Pikachu gets all like weird or mad at the TV and tries to like, and tries to like jump into the television and slams its head immediately.
And Meowth has
Not for nothing. I wouldn't mind them trying again with the whole Hey You Pikachu / Pokemon channel aspect.
I know,
Or, like for another game.
The closest
I
we
think-
ever got was maybe Poke Park.
maybe.
Oh, well done.
Was it Poke Park or the Poke Channel that had Meowth's concert?
That was Pokemon Channel.
Which is funny because the whole Meowth's concert thing that was actually made as a tech demo for the GameCube.
Huh.
It just found new life as a segment for a later game.
Fill the tub.
could last forever.
I just noticed on the fucking crunches they have the fucking Nestle logo, and it's like, God,
Oh, of course.
I just noticed
Well, I mean,
it.
You gotta get that
well, I mean,
brand
like,
deal.
Who else made Crunch?
You gotta-
I don't know something that does. I don't know something not real.
Thanks, Nestle.
Thank you, Nestle.
Again, it was either going to be that or it was going to be Newman's Own. Which, speaking of which, I know that's more. I've come to realize that's more of like a U.S. brand more than anything, but I barely even remember that Newman's Own even exists.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember if I've even had Newman's Own, because when I think of like the popcorn brands that I've had, that's not one that immediately comes to mind.
Same. The ones I tend to be more familiar with are I forget the name of it exactly, but it's like in a blue packaging.
Right, those I know of.
Nice. Whoa. Well,
Nothing quite like using superhuman strength to take care of a rusted
faucet. Whoa, my
yeah,
gosh.
A faucet, yeah.
Oh, that could have been a
And
one up in there, but we don't need the one up.
Actually, it's funny because I don't think you even need the superhuman strength to reach that one up.
But it's behind bars. Don't you need to like open the bars?
There is a way to. I think there is a way to open up the bars, but I don't think it's through Super Red.
Well, it's funny because it looks like there's a platform down there for Super Red to stand on and bend the bars.
I think once we flip the switch, that's what takes down the bars as well as brings the pathway to Susie.
Well, what do you say, Past James? Are you gonna find out? I guess not.
No, well, we need another domino.
Ed, you're missing some dominoes.
Fuck.
Such a shame to stop now after coming so far.
As I said. Oops.
Again.
We'll find it later. And where was it? It was.
It was in this room. I kind of brain farted here because I forgot that technically we were supposed to dive underwater as well.
I didn't. But I am seeing now how you may not like the pyramid. A lot of the rooms look the exact same on the inside. It's kind of confined spaces and
That and the level in general kind of just takes too long.
No.
Well, it's a good thing this Nestle Crunch is still fresh.
yay! All these crunch machines, and they will never be removed. And
I'm also just now noticing, well, not just noticing, I've been seeing it for a good chunk of the game, but I felt like now would be an interesting time to point out, like how you have like very, very faint like after images when you perform certain moves. Like it happens when you jump. It happens during most of Super Ed's appearances.
Yeah, that was again. It was the developers wanting to flex and see how much they could take with this engine before eventually doing Rayman 2. But that one honestly took way too fucking long to find. So I'm kind of grateful that with the power of post-com, I was able to skip to exactly where I needed to be. Because otherwise, again, this level's way too long for its own sake.
also, yay! She has high standards, which is fair. Okay.
Yeah, she does.
Now, is that the last of the objects we needed?
For this level, yes. I do believe we still have another level to go where we'll have our last amount of trinkets to find.
Okay.
All right. We've left.
We're pretty much reaching the point now where we're pretty much at the home stretch.
Speaking of
Not
which,
a super long game now that I think about it.
Oh, it's really not. If you know what you're doing, this game can be breezed through pretty easily.
You know, I was hoping we would get an upgrade like this eventually.
Yeah, now we can take our stick and use it as a pogo stick.
Get in! But first gotta learn from the newspaper.
Unfortunately, the pogo stick is a bit wonky to control. Also, hope y'all enjoyed whatever time we got to see Agent XYZ, because I think this is the last time we see him.
I mean, that's fair. Murphy was better.
After this one last cameo, he became the news.
Whoa. I thought he fell back into the wall, but... And I...
I'm just some shit.
He's in the walls. He's in the goddamn walls!
Also, I see now what you mean. I don't think... my assumption is that when you hold the direction, you are fixed at the rate you are hopping forward.
More or less.
Whoa.
Also, it has the ability to break through the flooring, which is, again, very situational.
Can you ground pound with it?
I mean, yeah, that's essentially what I just did. That was ground pounding.
Man, I love Scrooge McDuck.
Unfortunately, it cannot be used against enemies.
6 wild piggy banks should do it.
Piggy banks.
To find them.
Yep. In the yeah, in this wild world, apparently the wild piggy banks are what are going to give this machine its energy.
Okay, well... No idea where the pressure cooker is.
Thankfully, it's actually just underneath the doctor's house.
Mm.
Oh, right, because this little you can break through this floor. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh no.
Don't worry, Ed still got his sense of balance intact.
Okay.
So I will say, for what it's worth, the pressure cooker isn't a terribly long level. It's also not even that. I would say it's not the worst level in the world, unless you're really bad at very basic puzzles. It also is host to a character that kind of gets a bit more. What's the word? Who gets there's a character you'll meet at the very beginning of it that kind of gets alluded to every once in a while in this game in the N64 original, and they treat him as like the big sidekick to Grögh. But otherwise, they kind of play him up for something that ultimately doesn't mean much of anything.
Dang.
See.
So the pressure cooker is where we will come across the Grögh's right-hand man, the psychiatrist.
Where is my psychiatrist? Oh,
I reckon you're a bit late for your hero's medal, Ed. Didn't you realize you were standing right at the heart?
I really do not like the way this man's face is designed.
I cook up my potion with the tonic can and the hyperreactive
What's up there, big
gas
nose?
from the contaminated
For real.
piggy.
Got a big nose, got a big chin. Honestly, I almost didn't even take this for an actual human face at first.
Well, about as human as everything else in this
Now
game.
run along back to your
Yeah.
adventure, little
Almost makes it look like the dude has a condition.
like running around
I
in
have a
circles
disorder.
from your age.
Yeah, for real.
I have
Also,
a
I get-
disorder.
also, I guess he really wants the world to be warped and distorted. That's interesting.
Yeah, they try to play it up that apparently the world's the way the way the world's distorted. It's not even just the whole matter of like the tonic doing its work. Apparently, this guy's been just toying around with it while also infusing it with what he calls piggy methane.
What?
Yeah, I don't get it either. Again, I dread to think if that's exactly the energy that the doc needs in order to fuel his machine.
So much pigs.
So little time.
So many pigs, so little scent. But yeah, again, the pressure cooker is going to be where it hosts a good handful of like very basic puzzle-solving elements that can range from fairly kindergarten-friendly to borderline obnoxious.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's really not that long of a level.
Okay, and then we can open this up. 2.
2, 3, 4.
Yay.
And our, oh, hello.
You know, it's times like these I'm kind of grateful that Rayman has the ability to throw his fists around, or even just throw out bolts of light like he does in Rayman 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, I do remember. This actually leads to probably one of my favorite, you know, for lack of a better word, puzzles in the game. Huh? What was that? Couldn't you... You do realize there's nobody else around. You don't have to use your indoor voice.
What indoor voice? Well, let's turn into him.
I don't know why Grögh wastes his time.
Just. I don't know why.
Dangerous.
Sorry, I just thought of something funny.
He's just scared of waking up his mama, whoever that is.
Okay, well, let's show some... Okay, so insert joke here. Haha, you so small. Why don't you pick someone on your someone on someone your size? And we say, okay, we'll become someone is someone that's someone your size.
Apricot. Oh, what?
Where did that brat get to? Can't be too far away. Not here either.
Might require a thorough search.
I best get to my patrolling.
Oh,
Well,
well, what do you know?
God.
And thus he became a texture on that there smasher.
I gotta find funny just how silent just... And that's that.
Yeah, problem solved.
But also just... I was not expecting that you would transform into a crusher.
Oh,
Yeah, again, you'd be surprised what you can do with chameleon powder.
Alright.
Anyway, Logan,
I'm assuming as soon as the simple click on the button and affects all buttons are right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's one of those.
Honestly, this one is... Because I remember Nitro Red talked about this in his video. Just hit the center and then the corners, I think, is what he said.
Maybe.
Assuming that even works.
So do that.
No, it worked when he did it.
I think we're doing a circle eventually. Oh, you were close with that one. And then this music is perfect for this.
This is what it's like to see a madman try to figure out a very basic puzzle.
You got this, sport.
Though it's also funny because every time I come back to this particular level, I always end up getting this right on my second try.
Well, I should say, it's... If you know the solution, it's very easy, but it's also very easy to like, accidentally mess yourself up and get into a loop of just hoping for the best.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure's final egg entrance, you ain't.
Well, speaking of Sonic, I guess I could tell you that, Logan. While you were gone, and
yeah.
there you go. While Gems was puffering around the pyramid, I found out what I was doing wrong with the with trying to convert the tornado lines, and now I pretty much have all of the lines converted into one and ready to use for the mod.
Hooray!
I just gotta do some, proper testing with it, and the testing part I'm probably gonna need help from other people because I'm not super far into Unleashed at the moment.
That's fair.
I mean, sure. I mean, I can't test the tail sections because I've already passed the first one and I still have that mod turned on. But like, I'm sure I could test it out.
I mean, that's fine. Like, if like at the very least, you can at least like test the cutscenes and bosses.
Because I don't think I've reached the he eats a sandwich cutscene yet.
Actually, wait a minute. I thought you beat the game.
Yeah, but I'm doing another playthrough because of the Miku mod.
Oh, right.
That does remind me. Do you ever intend to also use the Kiryu mod along with that? Just
no,
to
that's too silly.
Oh, that's
but
right.
I think
saw
that's
someone make
hilarious.
that.
And Miku being there isn't silly already?
I don't know. They didn't get somebody to do the different to touch back with me when they do when they actually have somebody redo all the lines as Kazuma Kiryu.
How do you know they didn't?
They didn't.
Oh.
He checked. He did the math.
You think anybody in the modding community online sounds like that?
If you believe hard enough.
You know what? That's fair.
So I guess I'll also say, while we're on this level in particular, it's really not that bad in the retail version. Special edition can really eat a dick.
Oh, in the pressure cooker?
Yes. Because they expect you to pull off some pretty insane platforming with that one. And again, to stress, you have to use tank controls. And it also doesn't help either that the pogo stick controls a lot worse in the special edition.
Oh dear. Also, now Grog's mad.
Oh. That looks like he's laughing and yelling.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was either that or how Oni Plays thought the Crash Insane edition versions of the Cortex monitors looked, where it looked like all he was doing was hey,
There's that.
Honestly, the Grog, like that whole thing with Grog on TV did honestly look like strange fishies. Honestly, when I saw those Grog monitors, the first thing that did come to my mind was the Cortex monitors and what was it called? What was it? Cortex Power or a generator room.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's funny is that, like, you say that about what Oni does. I think my favorite version of it was Kidikris when he did his Platinum Relics video.
Oh, with the whole.
And like when the zoom up on Cortex and it just inserts the Pennywise. Waha! Waha! Waha!
That was true. That was good. Well, okay. That's true, and that was funny.
Also, keep in mind, there's water. Technically, the stuff's floating on water. It ain't safe.
Really noted?
Why?
I don't recall if it actually hurts you or kills you. You don't worry. Let's find out. Okay, yeah, it hurts.
Maybe because it's like oil or like.
Or acid.
Clear acid, as you do.
And we haven't seen the worst of that stuff yet.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. The mother of all obnoxious standard puzzles.
Oh.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes by this way.
You, sir, need to brush your teeth.
You know when I look at him now, it's like change the skin color, put him in a suit, he kind of looks like Rigatoni.
Kind of.
God.
Shit, you're right. He does have the build of Rigatoni.
Like, even
just
down
keep
to
thinking-
the face and mustache.
I just keep thinking of Joel's like persona in some instances.
Oh, so I take back what I said earlier. When I said that, like, that particular, like, button puzzle I usually get in 2 tries, no, I was actually thinking of this one instead.
Well, because this is simple. This is just like it's... Okay, never mind now that I'm seeing the part where it's less simple. We gotta get that helmet all the way to the left.
Yeah, and you wonder why I keep bringing out the,
Stick?
bringing out the pea shooter. It's same button.
Oh.
Like, it shouldn't even be that bad, considering it's only like a 9... It's like a 3x3, or...
Yeah, just 3x3. So if you get like... So literally if you get the... By using that logic, if you get the top row and the far left column solved, then everything else should be just a couple rotations away.
Right.
That's the logic that I hate.
Isn't it just the worst?
Isn't it horrible, Link?
Golly.
As it is written, you, Ed, are the hero of... Where's...
Earth!
Of Milwaukee.
I guess that's worth a kiss, huh?
Huh?
Actually, I think it might be
Just-
more fitting if
just
Doug
huh?
did that since it's David Gasman.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
I was
say-
saying
if you did
as
the- if you
I
did
was
any of
doing
those,
that
like-
Link's line as Ed saying the whole like, I guess that deserves a kiss, huh?
And,
Oh.
I won! I'm done!
I won! I'm stupid!
I'm stunned.
I'm jealous!
Oh,
Great! I'll grab my stuff!
There's your answer.
dang.
Alright, there we go. Now that... Look at that.
Wait.
That face in particular.
Yeah.
But also with this thing,
Now we can become Grögh. Not really that impressive control, honestly.
I don't know why I feel like conquering Switzerland for some reason.
Hey, you!
I don't even. That's not even my character. Oh,
I feel like grabbing a drink.
Up with that little purple brat who's wandering around.
Hey, I'll have you know he's not a brat, he's a very desirable
Oh,
man.
actually, don't get too far, because, there's a swirly here, too.
clever.
And for some reason, now the freaking disguise just fizzles out.
It's that brat. Lock him up. Don't let him out until he's grilled.
What are you doing? Why are you tapping your non-existent arm like that? And uh-oh.
Well, this ain't this, fun. Well, it's a good thing I got my handy-dandy pogo stick.
Oh!
One day I want you to just do that, land, and then you realize, oh, that's right. This stick is made of wood. And just my pogo stick, just immediately, just
Yeah.
fully incinerated.
Oop.
My guess is that the metal bits are saving it. But otherwise, yeah.
He does it.
Well, even then, wouldn't the metal have melt? Well, then again, I guess this metal would melt too.
You know what? That's a fair point. I mean, granted, in general, this Earth makes no sense.
Not really.
I'm assuming if you touch this metal, it'll still be too hot.
Yes.
Doink, doink.
That's why you need the pogo stick.
Oh,
Like, I'm not against the idea of using the pogo stick to cross, harsh terrain. I just think this would have been better to have, like, maybe a few levels ago.
so,
Just to add into Logan's joke from what you said earlier. It's hot in sex ed.
oh. No one will be able to stop me.
Sex ed!
Hey.
Yeah!
I had to stretch. Okay, feeling better. All right. Are you doing like a freaking like shaft, like?
Well, no, I was trying to do sex bomb, but Ed.
Oh, like, oh.
To roast you then?
No, I'm right here.
Never mind that.
I don't know who was in charge of the vocal direction for this later build, but I still think it's kind of hilarious. They just told the guys voicing the Helen Guards to just keep their indoor voices.
Yeah. I mean, you could make an argument that, like, for a while, Ubisoft was still pretty green in terms of actually having voice work in their games.
Especially for their English dubs, yeah.
So if I'm considering... Yep. Wow, this is actually kind of... Oh, Jesus, no. Not right now. Not right now.
Now's not the time to flex. Now's not the time to flex.
Well, it looked like everything paused when he did that, so...
So it's acid again?
Yeah, it's acid, and it was hard to tell, but it was slowly raising up.
Again, it's odd that they made it just a very, like, clear, translucent color, not like a bright green or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, and should be stressed. That was much harder to deal with in the special edition.
Oh yeah, because tank controls. How are you going to be constantly turning in a circular pattern while in tank controls?
Yeah.
And now for probably one of the last major, like, special spells we learned. With this handy-dandy little token, we become a box.
They'll never suspect me.
They'll never know.
Ow!
I hate boxes.
Well, that
Versus
just happened. And last, we found it. The very last... Well, one of the last worlds, and our last piggy bank.
I don't think that's the last.
However...
The Mushroom Wizard.
Just what I need. Just what I need.
The shit is that?
It's a magic mushroom.
It's a silo symbol.
God.
Hey, way to go there, Penny, or whatever your name is. Like,
Now you need to find a magic mushroom and get
I mean, she wasn't gonna touch that shit. It's a magic mushroom.
father. He'll help you.
What would have
you also were
happened?
standing by it for so long by that piggy bank. Go ahead, Hyde.
What would have happened if he'd gotten to that point without founding all of the other pigs up to that point?
To that, I'm not entirely sure. I think the same thing still happens where that piggy bank gets swiped by the magic mushroom.
And only in that instance, he still get chastised from her from not getting the piggy banks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know that said self-plane, but I almost misread that as fucking South Park. Just from looking at it from a distance.
Yeah. So, crumbs. We unfortunately we weren't able to get all the necessary components for the machine.
There it goes.
Fuck.
So, you may be wondering, what happens now?
Oh, Ed, what a shame. You almost had them all. The last
You
one-
were almost a certified hero there, son!
You were
Now you
close.
have 160 bonus points.
So now's the point where we're gonna need to get all the bonus points we need in order to beat the game.
You'll have unlimited ammo for your pea shooter. Huh?
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's
nice.
not
Mad.
No. I'm fucking livid! None of you fuckers know what you're doing!
Shoot him. No, okay. So,
So yeah, despite all that crap going on, we did get a neat little consolation. Yeah, only 2 left.
Wow.
But thankfully I just happen to know where to go.
You get this pig back, meathead.
Meathead.
there's a meathead. Eat meat face.
Who you calling meathead?
What you looking at, butthead?
What are you looking at, dickhead?
Ooh.
God
Damn. We got ourselves a badass over here. Okay, we're gonna go back to the pyramid.
Mommy,
We got some
he
spirals we
called
can
me
grab.
Meathead.
What are you looking for? Aha!
So yeah, thankfully the last 2 swirlies we will need aren't too far from here. At least one of them can be found here and nothing
You guys
else.
don't do that as a family game.
Well, I don't
It's
know.
a family
You
picture.
say it's a family game, but then we have our love interest with the big eyes.
Yeah,
And apparently I almost forgot, I missed one down at the ski slope.
At the very beginning of the double name game.
how
Yep.
poetic.
Oh,
Fall.
that's right, 'cause
Right
you did
here.
fall off the sand.
2, 1, 2.
Got it! And I even got the last thermometer piece here, I missed 2.
Oh, I thought you were about to just go into a crater. I've made.
Kind of a blessing in disguise that the ski slope is so close to the Magic Mushroom's hideout.
Thank you.
Nice.
So yeah, with that said, let us head on to where we were not meant to go if we didn't have all the antidote swirlies we needed.
Get him.
Just in time for another sliding section.
What?
Oh boy.
You know, I'm starting to see why they were insistent on us not coming here first. I mean, look at this place is like a literal health hazard.
Yeah, oh,
Oh my gosh, that's really fast.
Thankfully, from this point on, we're not going to have to worry about collecting bonus points. It's all just a straight shot to the finish.
Okay.
Well, straight shot in air quotes, because, believe it or not, the game doesn't end at just the Magic Mushrooms hideout.
I imagine not, because we still have to take on Grögh.
Exactly. We just gotta take out the big guy who took our drink.
Aye.
I need that drink back for myself. I mean, for the company.
I need it back for me. I mean the world. I mean me. I mean the world. I mean me. I mean the world.
You know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise that Ed never develops a tolerance to the alien container.
Yeah.
There's a better way?
Yeah.
Because imagine he ends up being just as bad of a dickhead with that thing as as Grögh is.
You mean there's a better way?
Maybe that could be a bad ending.
Oh my gosh.
Like, just
Alright,
imagine,
good
like, a
thing
bad
that-
ending where after you defeat Grögh, you have the choice of whether to destroy the Tonic for good or to drink it all to yourself. And it could be like the bad ending in Rayman 2, complete with you being fat and everything.
I'm a god now. I'm no longer fat. I've redefined the meaning of the word.
So, here... Oh, never mind. Here's Agent XYZ's last appearance.
Shield to be deactivated.
So, here's the funny thing. The Magic Mushroom here is one of only 2 bosses you'll encounter in the entire
Welcome to
game.
my
What?
hideout, meathead.
Ah, it's a
Time
grab
to
by
see
the
vegetable
ghoulies
fiber
kind
get
of
the
shit.
best of the muscle fiber.
Yeah? Yeah, very much.
The modified pig I've stolen, I'll be able to understand how the pharmacist makes his famous Grögh. After that,
So this is quite a
nothing
very
can stop
important,
me
very
from
significant
wiping
character we're
mankind
just now
from the
learning
face of
about.
the planet.
Yeah?
Only then
This
will
Magic
I
Mushroom
be
apparently
the
wants to,
master plant
one-up
developer
Grögh and the
for
pharmacist and become the ruler of the world for the sake of the vegetables. Which is kind of ironic, because I'm pretty sure that mushrooms aren't actual vegetables.
They are not.
Well,
Exactly, they're fungi.
he doesn't know that, though. He's in denial.
Hell, he doesn't even realize that he's technically a drug.
I'm a
This is
what?
quite the impactful boss music we're also hearing. Right? I'm a what? There's also the impactful boss music we're experiencing right now too.
Along with the
Yeah, no, 'cause-
along with the impactful ambience of the electricity, just listen to it hum violently.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, right.
Ow.
Honestly, the sound of you failing to use the thing had more impact than the sound of his attacks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, like, let's be real here. Like, I guess the only reason why they're using this song in particular for the fight is because we're technically back in the South Plains.
Right, so they're just loading the environment's theme.
Yeah, this is the best they got, because they never bothered to... They didn't have the foresight to actually make a song that would require us to... that would be appropriate for fighting, you know, bad guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Magic Mushroom fight in general is, it's okay. Not what I would call a real... Nothing to really write home about.
There you go.
Like, you just gotta let it wait for him to pull whatever trick he's about to do, whether it be with these platforms or with his many mushroom boxing minions, and then wait for his shield to give out. Just no, I don't know. No, wrong one. Come on, just before he nuts. The fight's gonna go on longer now, Ed, you moron.
Okay, you got him.
Yay.
Oh.
Don't worry, Logan, we're almost... This drink is almost run dry.
I'm hoping so. Okay, again,
We're almost done with this here drink.
Again, I blame myself having to get up early to make a drive to the airport on time, but it's just like,
Oh, actually, now the boss fight changes up a little.
What? You said damn.
Damn. Damn you, Ed. No, this is an E-rated game. I don't care!
I don't care anymore. I'm gonna care.
Now I'm gonna kill you. Oh,
Now comes the point where the unlimited amount of unlimited darts will come in handy, and also comes the point where the strafing is actually kind of useful here, because otherwise it's going to be tricky to shoot at him while also avoiding his shots.
When is he gonna stop shooting? Oh.
Never. This is literally his final totata.
Ow!
Or excuse me, tostata.
Yeah. Okay, this is a full-on war. My God.
Yeah, no, this part not the best.
When did that shield come down? Oh,
Well,
there.
And come on. Good Lord.
Oh,
Oh, I see. I see. Because you clipped through the dialogue. But fair enough. He wanted his pig die.
You're welcome.
oh, we beat him.
My kingdom for a pig. And just like that, we got those smelly winker back.
Now we can win the game.
Now we can beat the game, and we can curb our...
Enthusiasm?
Appetite?
We can curb the Earth's really bad drinking problem.
That too.
Just imagine that for a moment. Of all the many things that this game could have pulled, they should have just had one. Like, they should have had it so that the final boss is literally giving the Earth an intervention.
It's like, alright, now tell me how this really makes you feel.
Not Earth. I know
Well,
you're
just an
going
entire
through a lot-
crowd of everyone in the voice.
Not Earth. I know you're going through a lot of problems, but the bottle's not going to cure them.
But the bottle was easier.
Easier is not always more effective, Earth.
I never thought of it like that.
Mother Nature, you really gotta know when to drop the bottle.
You know, I could.
There you go, everybody. There you go, everybody. We just summed up every single AA meeting you will ever go to in your life in those 35 seconds. Now then.
Given how Mother Nature can be a fickle whore, it wouldn't surprise me if it was an alcoholic. Makes me wonder what exactly.
So yeah, lo and behold, the machine is complete.
Here we come.
A catapult.
Yep.
We got him 70 piggy banks, like propellers, and a catapult that is just a fly swatter.
Just watch and learn.
Oh,
There you go. That is literally the whole point of the machine.
To shoot out scissors. Well, we made.
At an incredible velocity.
Oh. What do you think? Well, we made it to Grögh's Kingdoms. Now we can.
oh dear.
You alright, dude?
Oh,
By the way, you kept your flap open.
Ah! Oh, thank you. That would have been embarrassing.
Wait a minute.
that was almost kind of anime-like there.
A little bit.
I don't know if I've actually encountered it yet, but sometimes when he does his whole victory animation, he accidentally hits his head with that stick.
Cute-ish. Okay. Whoa.
And here I was like, wait, what was I supposed to do again? Oh, right, I gotta go this way.
So wait, so are these switches on a timer?
Yeah, they're on a timer.
Whoa.
There it is.
Congratulations, Ed! You just unleashed another guard of hell.
Oh no, I hate that prize.
There's a couple more people.
I hate this
I
channel.
hate to think I was just as I suspected. It was a bit. I don't remember the whole line.
I think it was like a Norwegian one-nostril man with pelican's nest hair. Or I forgot the whole thing, but just after all that, oh man, I hate it when I'm right.
When I'm right. I love that bit. I'm looking at it right now. Albuquerque lyrics. That's where I'm at in my life. Let's see.
So I mean, if you've pretty much noticed throughout the entire game, you can definitely tell compared to Rayman 2, there was definitely a bigger emphasis on puzzle solving. At the same time, though, it's also like, you know, some of it's relatively simple, and other times it does a pretty okay job of making you think outside the box.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of obvious that, you know, between the two games, there was only going to be one winner.
Yeah. Rayman M.
Okay, found it. It's some
Now
big
you're speaking
fat
my
comeback.
language.
I found it. It was just a guy, just as.
I think you mean Rayman Arena, good sir.
Yeah, I found it. And I just really look at how like your chest like vibrates as you like walk.
Yeah, again, it's part of the little.
That's what the
pink
chicks are
acronym you
digging
get.
for.
God. That's like the last thing I needed this game to have. Freaking
Move
super
fizzle
edge jiggle physics.
Exactly.
No, they're too firm to jiggle.
Oh, that's fair. Also, I found the thing.
Is it?
It was just as I suspected. It's some big fat hermaphrodite with a flock of seagulls haircut and only one nostril.
Oh, hermaphrodite, that's it. What is a that?
Hermaphrodite? A hermaphrodite is a person who, due to some biological... The scientific word I think would be abnormality, but it's not to say that they are bad or wrong in any way. It's just due to a unique biological incident. It's a person who has both male and female genitalia. Like, it sometimes can happen. That's the universe for you. But it's like, it takes my sister, like, hey, that snorkel's been like a snorkel to me. He's like, tough.
That's a given. I said, make me. I said, okay.
Okay. I grab his leg, grab my something, and it just,
I gave him a colonic.
You didn't see it coming.
I gave him a colonic irrigation. Yes, indeed, you better believe it.
And just during all that crisis, the phone got knocked off the hook. And I remember exactly what it said. If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
If you need help, hang up and then dial
your
operator. If you'd like to make a call,
Please hang up and try again. If
God,
you
it's
need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
So great. And then the two kids, Nathaniel and Superfly.
We were so very happy. Oh yeah.
And then one fateful night, Zelda said to me, and then what I remember is that really good like animated like music video the guy made for him.
Right.
Like a fan. He's like, "Sweetie, do you want to join the Columbia Record Club?" And it's just him staring at the ceiling, eyes dilating like. But it was just like the instrument after she says the record club, it's just the instrumental just. Oh, it's just like eyes not narrowing of like I've been dreading this very moment.
I cannot tell you how much of a geeky smile I got when that guy came back for that last music video that Weird Al made.
Right, the fact that like after all those years, like, I mean, not to say that he would ever forget him. Gosh, no, I think Al would remember. It was like one of the first big major things that was done. But like the fact, like they got him back to do like a little bit for that, and his style like was more or less consistent with what we remember.
Right, like it's definitely more fluid, but otherwise it is still like unmistakably the same Earthworm Jim looking guy.
Think you're in a video game?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was still a video game.
Oh no. The bridge.
So now comes the longest puzzle of this stage. We got to reunite all those platforms that are flying away.
Oh dears.
They're scattered throughout this room and the room afterwards, and I mean, thankfully the solution to getting them all back isn't really that hard. Well, most of them aren't that hard. Some can be a little testy.
He does it nice.
But again, I'll take it with this gameplay style over the one with tank controls.
Agreed.
Honestly, it's still so weird to me too, considering I think even though the tank controls aren't that good, I always thought the camera perspective of the special edition I thought was slightly better. Just on the prospect that it felt a bit more, I don't know. It's hard to explain, honestly.
All good. Ooh, this turns
that's right.
into...
There's still one more spell. We become a rock.
Whoa. How well does this control?
Like a rock.
That's fair. Yeah.
But thankfully that won't be an issue anymore.
It was fine while it lasted.
Also, I hope Past Me knows what he's doing, considering that I think there was another switch I needed to pull there. But
if it's in the starting area, I'm sure I'll be able to find it.
That's fair. That's true, because we will have to go back that way anyway. Also, Chef Helling.
Who has
ironically not as easy to deal with as the ones that actually are dressed up for war.
Right, they seem to be like shaking it around, but yep. So welcome everybody to James's first playthrough of The Longest Shortcut. hate that stage.
You know what? It really could be. You know what? It may as well be.
I do not care for that stage. Whoa.
I don't know. I thought that level was fine.
I just remember getting like so. It was either there or it was the. I don't know what it was. It was either that stage or earlier on in the game when you're going into that giant tower to like get something to go through a fence or whatever. So you have to like go through this like mystical tower that you summon, and then you have to do all like.
Oh yeah, the really trippy one.
Yeah, with all the shoe like levels and like all the shoe driving around mini levels.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Down,
the one you see. Yeah, the one that you find in the Land of the Living Dead.
That one, I just remember feeling so tripped up because I was like, I just remember feeling so tripped up because I was like, where am I going? I've already been here, and like, where do I go now? And woo.
Honestly, I will say, I'll definitely repeat this once we eventually get to Rayman 3, but I still think, like, even though I think the tone of the game I feel was a little all over the place, if not straight up inconsistent, the set dressing for that game is freaking incredible.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's like the one thing
are cool.
I think that's like the one thing I tend to like hear people talk about, particularly nowadays. Whenever they look back on the games, it's like, you know, putting aside the humor, like the presentation in Rayman 3 is probably some of the best in the series. Like if you look at all the environments and even like the soundtrack to a degree, like it has some of the most surprisingly ambient stuff in the series.
Oh, it's really nice.
Seriously, like honestly, if it treated itself a little more seriously, not unlike Rayman 2, I'd have and maybe tone down some of the combat a little bit, I'd have no problem saying it was easily the best in the series.
Yeah.
Oh,
Death.
Oops.
oh God, his eyes.
Death by purple flurp.
No, purple. Oh, what?
I didn't want to watch Urple.
Don't tell me you guys forgot about purple flurp.
No, I remember it.
From what? What, Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
You know, purple stuff. The purple drink. The grape soda.
Yeah, my favorite
Oh.
drink. Okay, so is this the last? No, you already did this switch.
And technically, I do have enough platforms that I could reach there anyway. The problem is that I think if you want, the door will not open until all the platforms are there.
So we gotta take this ancient ferry boat.
Yep, that apparently can still fly in spite of having no propeller on it.
Aha. Yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I'm just remembering an edit I saw. I think at least one of you guys seen it, but someone took that bit from the end of the Jimmy Neutron movie where like the mom accidentally discovered the burping soda, and like when she and dad are burping away, they replaced every single one of the burps with like different meme sounds, like whether it be like reverb farts or like the Taco Bell bell.
That sounds
I will say the
hilarious.
look on Jimmy's dad's face, specifically with the Taco Bell, probably be a little silly.
You gotta show me this later.
Yeah, hang on, let me see if I can find it. I think it's
Okay.
I think they posted it in my server. I'll check.
Man, that's a movie that, looking back on it, like, you know, it's not gonna rock people's socks off, but I'd say it was a perfectly solid kids film.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my lord.
perfectly charming for what it is.
Yep.
Okay, I found it. Hang on.
So yeah, I was able to cross through that no problem. Aside from getting, you know, singed once. Alas, the door is still not open.
What?
So I had to backtrack to find the switch I missed.
So I gotta ask, what is Grögh even doing all this for? He just wants to be like an all-powerful drunk?
Essentially, like he just wants to have fun with his newfound powers, and yet, honestly, he hasn't really made that much of a presence throughout the whole game after that really trippy the opening sequence.
What if he blacked out?
And there it is. That was the one I missed.
Yeah, it doesn't really have a lot of stage presence now. Go ahead, Doug.
No, just saying, what if he blacked out?
I can believe
Passes
that.
out.
You know, I can believe that.
Right as we finish this off, he just gets
Yeah.
back. He's like, I feel like there's something I had to do today. Boss! That's right, villain. Just run to the final lyrics in time to have a final battle.
You know what? It is funny in retrospect because, like, you know, the arguments we make on Grögh could honestly also be applied to Rayman 2's villain, Razorbeard, considering, aside from the pirates, you don't see that guy much throughout the whole game.
True.
Though I guess you could also say he does make a slightly bigger impact just on the process that he actually ate one of the key collectibles, and you never can get it again unless you're playing the PS2.
I mean, honestly, like you say that, but I feel like we still saw more of Razorbeard than we have of Grögh, because like I still think like a couple of cutscenes in between where Rayman gets some of the masks, and even the one where the general of this game sells him the Growlithe.
Yeah, the Grögh, yeah.
Grögh, I mean, yeah. Now, like, that's still more of what we see of Razorbeard compared to what we see of Grögh.
Actually, you want to know something even more hilarious?
What's up?
We're only here because, we were forced to come here to get the cam back after, the whole trial and everything. And, we massively fucked up, got our whole space shuttle destroyed and everything. We never did go back to our home planet or our home base.
What? We're stuck here for... Oh, that's why. I mean, because I guess we found love here, and therefore, so why do we want to go back? Go back to what? Janitorial duties?
Yeah. Like at that point, why would you want to settle with less?
Oh.
Anyway, here's the final boss.
What?
The castle itself.
This is the final boss? This is the boss already? I thought we'd be like up in the castle itself, like up in the sky. This is it?
Yeah, this is it. We're not going in the castle. We're fighting the castle.
That's pretty neat. I'll give him that much.
Okay.
If he'll stop jumping.
I like jumping.
Oh!
Oh shit!
That was the final boss, everybody. So now we're gonna go down there and get the containers so we can then get back to...
Again, it should be stressed in the special edition of the game. I just think it's more hilarious that, like, the castles are, like, you see the castle fairly early on just sitting up on a perch that you couldn't reach. But then once you have the means to reach it, you just go straight into the window, you kick Grog's ass, and that's it.
But this fight is all unique just to this version?
Yep. And the N64 version. Also, for whatever reason, the voice of Grögh in the FMV isn't here anymore. I think someone else voiced him instead. I want to say it's Billy West, but I could be wrong.
And he's been everyone else.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, maybe, like, the FMV voices were the ones that were used from the beta, and then all the ones from in-game were the ones that they, like, brought in that Logan found on the IMDb.
Oh, I can believe that, considering that the FMV can still be found in the special edition.
Oh, okay.
And that same voice does return, and you still hear that same tone and inflection once you actually defeat him then there, too. So my guess is that it was, like, everything just had to be reworked because, special edition wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
Probably.
That and also with the retail version, again, they kind of just force in a few plot points that go absolutely fucking nowhere. But yeah, for the meanwhile, we are being chased by the castle itself, and we just gotta outrun it.
What did that button you just hit do?
There, huh? Oh,
it brought down the bridge. But thankfully, after that, and a few steps up to this here entrance, we'll actually find a means to actually take down the castle.
Oh boy.
Are we gonna turn into super red?
Yes, we're turning into super duper Ed through the power of Nestle Crunch.
Oh, no, you gotta eat
Nestle
more crunches and
So there's a very specific pattern to actually taking out the castle in this phase. First, you need to try to kick the rock in its face, then slap the rock straight to its nuts.
I see, so that you can't block it. And is that it?
Surprisingly, no. There's still one more phase to go.
Okay. I still love that one bit, Doug, where not the screen, but it was a Nestle Crunch bit, and it was the crunch that sends that Kermit the Frog puppet flying into the background. Just
Oh yeah.
I know the one. I don't know why that always fucking gets me whenever I see that particular video.
I'm gonna pull it up again after this.
I just love whenever like a Muppet just like flies off like that. That's one of my favorite gags in The Great Muppet Caper, where they just like jump out of the bus.
Every time
Every
time I hear about Kermit, all I'm just reminded of is that one video where Kermit's like, I forgot what he was looking at specifically. It's like, wow, that looks neat. Whoa. And then a high-pitched scream happened, and he was just falling over.
I think it was like a rodent or something that as it opened its mouth just and it just flew away immediately.
Right.
Well,
Like that gets me every time. It's like, whoa.
Well, I think that's the exact
I'll
same
find it.
clip that they used for the thing that Logan was talking about.
Well, basically, he has two different how to put, not two different. Well, basically, they are two different videos, but it's just like a lot of his humor. A lot of his humor does fall down to just getting launched away.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, I just realized something.
What's up?
I'm actually impressed with how far we went into this whole playthrough, or this whole recording, and never once did we comment on the at stereotypical noise whenever he's spinning the stick.
I chose not to.
Oh, I thought it was silly when it happened more than once, but okay, so that's how we do this now. We have to raise the platform by
We have to raise the platform by hitting the 4 targets first. Then we have to. Oh, by the way, this sounds super obnoxious if you're playing the N64 version.
Gotcha.
Like all those bouncing electrical orbs actually do make a sound whenever they're bouncing in that version.
Oh my gosh, that would be a little much.
A little, yeah. But yeah, basically, you've pretty much seen the whole fight by this point. First things first is like the platform will lower, and then you gotta shoot the targets when they're active like this. Then go back to the platform to raise it back up. And then when he trips and falls and the rocks start falling around, you gotta hit a rock straight to the window, and then, launch a dart straight into the window.
Okay.
Lather, rinse, repeat. And boy howdy, would it be nice to do all that with some actual mood music.
Yeah. Because again, this is the final boss. They don't have a final boss track.
Nope, didn't have enough time or nothing in the budget. Even with all the delays. Because it should be stressed, I think this game was originally going to be slated for like late 97 or so, but then it kept on getting delayed to such a point where it wouldn't come out till like early 99. Jesus.
And how much longer was Rayman 2 finally released?
Roughly around this. Trying to think. I want to say that Rayman 2 started development roughly around like maybe about a year. Like around 97, 98-ish. Roughly around the same time, I'd have to say. But, yeah. I just find it hilarious the fact that, like, Rayman 2 did end up releasing not long after Tonic Trouble did.
Yeah, by the time it was all
to
said
the point
and
of,
done.
like, what was even the point of doing Tonic Trouble in the first place?
For the lol.
For the funny.
For the vine.
I guess just in the event that there was no way, they figured there's no way we could really bring Rayman to the world of 3D. I mean, look at him. He's practically a nerd.
But they did it, and it worked really well, I think. So much so that
Certainly worked better than this game did.
So much so they have remade that game so many damn times.
Yep.
Yeah, though it's kind of funny with that. You know, it's funny how that Rayman 2 used to be considered the most ported game in the entire freaking universe, and then by I want to say 2013 or whatever, that they just stopped completely.
Yeah, because like I don't think they made any more after the 3DS version, did they?
No.
Not as far as I'm aware. No.
I was really expecting one on the Switch. Anyway.
Would have been nice.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, with that said, that is it for Grögh's castle, and thus Grögh will finally be taken out the way he was meant to be taken out. With a swift stick to the nuts.
Now give us.
What do you have to say about that, Grögh?
Oh.
Yeah? Sucking your thumb.
He's a bit of a baby.
You took your thumb?
Talk about pain.
You suck your thumb?
Feels like I've been to hell and back. What a nightmare. At first, I thought it'd be a blast with that can. Well, with everyone running away from me. And then, that darn pharmacist came along and ruined everything with all his Grögh plans and genetic malarkey.
So why did you ever side with him? Like, why was he ever a factor?
Nothing was much fun.
I don't know!
Oh!
Whoa!
I should never
Yeah, and that happened. I don't know. I don't know what more to tell
That
you.
was an interesting little glitch. And, oh!
Ah, to hell with this. I very much prefer his dialogue in the special edition, where he kind of just acting like a total baby.
And then he's allowed to die.
Exactly. But yes, He did it! Ed did it! He became the hero he was meant to be!
Our own portable, like, victory stand.
Idiot! Just, yeah. If it's not immediately obvious, like, how much of an in-between this feels to, like, the tone of the first Rayman game and the second.
There you go. He's really gonna do a full victory dance in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, the tonic is safely in our grasp. And even Susie came to celebrate.
Oh, hi there.
Both her and her very big
Eyes.
eyes. Honestly, when you think about it, yeah, the eyes are about the same size as her chest. Also, I fucking hate the way her model just distorted when she was about to kiss him. Also, you take our word for it, the tonic is doing its magic to change the world back to normal.
Isn't it wonderful?
All of that detail! All of the animated,
wait.
intricacies.
The vegetables and the animals are back to normal.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely hearing Carolyn's voice in that.
While you were out there stumbling around, I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just like, wow, look at all of that vast, untouched beauty. Sure would feel that left out if I wasn't able to see it rendered in full HD.
Now, don't mind me as I sprout out this last-minute message about preserving the Earth.
Was that what this game was about? Oh, shit.
Would have fooled me.
Ah, fuck.
Why did we partner with Nestle Crunch? They're like, actually the worst. Look it up. They wanted to make water not a legal human right. Anyway, the end, everybody.
That's the end of the game. Quite literally, that's the end of the game.
Wow.
Oh.
What's Tonic Online?
Couldn't begin to tell you.
Okay.
It's probably related to a server that's not even active anymore.
That's probably.
Also, you're very much welcome. I decided to take this time to show off the credits and also include the credits music that was not brought back for the retail version.
There's Michel Ancel.
Yeah.
There he is. And the rest.
Alright.
Also, we'll say as an aside, like, again, you only hear this in the special edition, and to a slightly different extent in the 4 version, but I love the credits music for Tonic Trouble.
Fair enough. So yeah, what did you think of going through this finally, like, in one full, sitting?
Honestly, it was a learning experience, if nothing else. Like, just the matter that, again, this was pretty much made to be like a whole in-between of, like, the original Rayman with its limbless characters and sense of colorful cartooniness, and then brought to the realms of 3D. And then at the same time as this, you also got Rayman 2, which feels so little like Rayman. It's like, are you sure these games didn't just swap protagonists or something? It's kind of funny like that. But all the same, like, Tonic Trouble itself, I'd say it's harmless enough. I would not recall it, avant-garde or a master of its craft, but if you're willing to stick with it, I'd say it's a pretty decent 3D platformer of its era. Though I will also say, for the matter that the existence of Rayman 2 and its sequels did kind of render its existence moot.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, after this game, that's pretty much it for Ed. They were planning to make a sequel for Tonic Trouble at some point, and there's some concept art you can even find on Ray Wiki showcasing it. But otherwise, it just really didn't go anywhere. And Ed's anything else you really see of Ed is mostly cameo fodder.
Yeah, like the only other cameo I could think of he made after this was, of all things, when he was like a toy in the Rayman cartoon.
Yep, the very same Rayman animated series that only lasted 4 episodes, and contains Logan's favorite character in the history of ever.
Right, Lackmack.
Say the name, Logan.
Happy. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Ed made one Blink and You'll Miss It sort of cameo in Captain Laserhawk as well, but I forget under what context though.
I'm curious about that myself, actually.
I mean, to be fair, considering that whole show is a love letter to all of Ubisoft's properties, I wouldn't be surprised if something of Ed was found somewhere.
Perhaps.
Most especially in terms of, like, the whole subplot that series has of, like, Rayman is an alien. And, people don't take too kindly to aliens being in their world until he suddenly becomes the spokesperson for this whole fascist dictatorship.
Right.
it's a weird series, but it's also very interesting in how weird it is, and how all the bullshit that, you know, Ubisoft's been doing along the way kind of actually made it pretty decent.
That was the end.
So yeah, that's the end of Tonic Trouble, everybody. You know what, Logan? What did you and everyone else think of Tonic Trouble?
Again, I think it's a very solid tech demo for what they were doing for a 3D platformer. Was it Ubisoft's first 3D platformer?
Roughly, yes.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty decent idea what they did for it, and I would not be against some sort of fan reimagining or fan revival of this, a redemption, so to speak. But yeah, that's pretty much all it for me. Anyone else?
It's interesting, I'll say that much. Like, I can kind of agree with James in that, like, it feels like there's, now that we have Rayman 2 proper, as well as the sequels, it feels like there's not necessarily a need to go back to Tonic Trouble. But I don't know, I feel like there's enough amusement and creativity put into it to where I'd say it's worth experiencing at least once.
Right, like again, I just think that the game it's much better as a history piece to Rayman as opposed to being its own thing, really.
Okay.
Otherwise, Doug, what'd you think?
I just think this is a pretty interesting demo that we're trying to bring out for, you know, the engine of Rayman 2. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And of course, fans a piece of this, and I adore it.
Yeah, honestly, if nothing else, like, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing if, kind of in the same way that, you know, Hype and everyone's brought up the fact that apparently people have attempted to try to remake it in some fashion. I mean, I hope it ever actually bears any fruit, because I'd love to see this game recreated, or at the very least given some sort of, like, I don't know, recomp treatment.
Yeah, same. I'd be very interested.
Just to make it a little more smooth, maybe with a little more substance to it as well. And I do stress, definitely look up a 100% playthrough of the special edition, namely the one from Agent Ed, just because I think it does better showcase like what else they did with Tonic Trouble aside from the retail release you guys just saw. Like, just the differences between the two are very much a fascinating history lesson in and of themselves.
Okay.
But yeah, that said, this canister of alien whatchamacallit has finally run dry, so next time, everybody, we will finally do The Great Escape.
Yeehaw.
Preferably the Dreamcast version, because honestly, I don't have the patience right now to deal with Revolution.
Yahoo.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Now read the slum I found.